I'm sitting in my tree stand and I'm about to draw back on a deer. I get ready, draw back, and wham! I'm now in possession of a 10-point buck. You may think that learning how to shoot a bow and arrow will not apply to your life or any way, and it may not be important, but you don't need to be in combat or be a hunter. Many do this for fun as a sport, and it is something that's really fun to get into. I myself hunt with a bow and arrow, and I've also taken some archery units in my gym class. Now will be explained how to shoot a compound bow and arrow. I will go over the equipment needed, how to prepare to shoot, and then the process of shooting the bow. To begin with, you need to determine your equipment needed. And part of this is determining if you're left or right eye dominant. By doing this, you will know whether you need a right or left-handed bow. I myself am right eye dominant, so I shoot with a right-handed bow. Other things that you may consider that you will need would be a release to release the bow and arrow, or an arm guard if you are hitting your arm a lot, or things like a quiver to hold your arrow. After all equipment ready and you're a little bit more prepared, you can actually set up to shoot your bow and arrow. To begin with, you're going to want to be in the correct stance. I'm about 10 yards away from my target, and you're going to want to face sideways from your target. If you're right eye dominant. So you'll hold your bow up and make sure that it's lined up and everything. The next thing that you're going to want to do is nock an arrow. To nock an arrow, you simply bring it over the bow, and I put mine in a thing called a whisker biscuit. That's what holds my arrow. And then I clip it onto my string. After this, you can actually get ready to shoot. I use a release on my bow and arrow to help me pull it back. And it has a trigger on it for when I'm ready to release the string, and that's what will release the arrow then. So I just strap this on, hook it to my bow, and then when I'm ready, I can pull back. To aim, I actually have sights and everything and something that I look through, so I just close my left eye, look through my sight, line it up, relax and release, and then I follow through. After this, many people like to go through their full set, which is normally 6 arrows, so I'll do a few more. Again, get in your stance, get ready, nock your arrow, put it in your arrow holder, clip it on, draw back, line everything up, look through the sight, and release. And your arrows may be all over the place to begin with, and that may be because your sight isn't lined up, you're not holding the bow level, or it could be for many different reasons. So you just kind of have to try to find out what's going on, and eventually you'll figure it out. And if you want to, you can also score your arrows, which a lot of people do when they're doing it as a sport and things like that. And as you can see, the process of shooting a bow and arrow isn't that hard. It may take a while to get all the equipment together and everything that you need, but the process of shooting a bow and arrow is really fun and easy. Whether you're doing it for hunting, or you're doing it for combat, or you're just doing it as a sport. The most important things to remember is to get all of your equipment together, to prepare to shoot, and then eventually shoot the bow and arrow. Each one of these steps is crucial and will ensure that you're doing the best that you can. And remember, a bad day at the range is better than a good day at school.